From fake wealth and facelift priorities to financial ruin.
Spending too much on stupid stuff, but it's like Raquel and my mom are getting surgery. Like, hello. Like,
family tragedy and a daughter's unthinkable trauma.
They showed up with their mom and dad. Why in the hell are they drunk?
we're ready to drink.
We've watched Housewives come and go over the years, but few spiraled quite like this. This is the tragic life of Lynne Curtin. Lynne Curtin wasn't born into the chaos that would define her tragic story. Born on October 26, 1956, in Santa Clara County, California, she grew up as the daughter of an Army admiral in Southern California. For decades, she seemed to have it all figured out. Married to Frank Curtin in 1989, 2 daughters, Raquel and Alexa, and the picture-perfect Orange County lifestyle that screamed success. But here's the thing about picture-perfect lives in Orange County. They're usually just that. Pictures, facades, filters over financial ruin. When Lynn joined the Real Housewives of Orange County in Season 4 in 2009, she was 51 years old. Let's talk about Lynn's relationship with aging, because calling it unhealthy would be the understatement of the century.
Ooh, how do you like being a grandmother?
We don't say that word.
Okay, I'm sorry.
This woman wasn't just fighting aging, she was at war with it. Every wrinkle was an enemy combatant, every fine line was a personal attack. And her weapons of choice? Botox, spray tans, facelifts, and an absolute refusal to accept reality. During her time on RHOC, Lynn's daily routine became a masterclass in denial. But here's where it gets really dark. While her daughters were spiralling into underage drinking and begging for parental guidance, Lynn was busy staring in the mirror, obsessing over whether her neck looked too wrinkly for a 51-year-old woman in Coto de Casa. The other housewives noticed. Oh, they noticed. And in true Real Housewives fashion, they weren't shy about pointing it out. The most brutal moment came when the cast started joking about Lynn needing curtains, not for her windows, but for her face. The implication? That she'd had so much work done, she couldn't even see properly anymore. That she was so Botoxed into oblivion that she'd become functionally blind to the world around her. And you know what? They weren't entirely wrong. Let's pause here and talk about one of the most infamous moments in Real Housewives history, the eviction scene.
That has been served. Thank you very much.
For real? Am I dreaming? Because I'm so
Lynn's daughter, Raquel, answers the door. There's a stranger standing there with papers. It's not a delivery, it's not a neighbour. It's a landlord serving them an eviction notice because Lynn and Frank haven't paid rent. And this is where the curtains joke becomes less funny and more tragic. Because Lynn had been so obsessed with how she looked, so consumed with maintaining her appearance and her fabulous at 50 persona, that she literally didn't see the financial disaster unfolding around her. Her husband Frank had been hiding their money problems from her, sure, but Lynn had also been too distracted by her own reflection to notice the warning signs. Because plot twist, this wasn't even their first eviction. According to court records, Lynn and Frank Curtin had been evicted from a property way back in 2003. Then during their time on the show, they received their 3rd eviction notice in less than a year from their Laguna Beach home in September 2009. Days after being evicted, they signed a lease for an Aliso Viejo property at $2,595 per month.
As hell that I did not receive the eviction notice. I wish that I would have received it, not my 2 daughters.
By October 2nd, just weeks later, they'd already failed to pay rent and received a 3-day notice to pay or quit. This was eviction number 4 in just a few years. But nothing captures Lynn's age obsession quite like the hottie whistle incident. Picture this. It's Season 4, the episode titled Vegas Baby. All 5 housewives are on a girls' trip to Las Vegas, living it up at a VIP pool and cabana.
Oh, hottie whistle. I want a hottie whistle.
The sun is shining, the drinks are flowing, and then Gretchen Rossi pulls out a whistle. Not just any whistle, a hottie whistle. Gretchen starts playfully passing it around, bestowing it upon whoever she deems the hottest housewife at the moment. It's silly, it's fun. It's the kind of ridiculous antic you'd expect from a group of wine-drunk women in Vegas. And then Jana turns to Lynn and delivers what should have been a harmless, throwaway comment.
You and I are past the hottie whistle age.
You and I are past the hottie whistle age. Now any secure person would laugh. But Lynn absolutely lost it. Cut to her confessional interview, and you can see the rage, the hurt, the desperate need to prove Jana wrong.
Speak for yourself, Gina. I'm not too old for the hottie whistle.
A 51-year-old woman on national television having a genuine emotional crisis because someone suggested she might be too old for a novelty whistle that says hottie on it. During season 5, while Lynn was getting a face and neck lift, on camera, she also gifted her 19-year-old daughter Raquel a nose job as a birthday present. Think about that. Your family is being evicted. Your husband has been hiding massive debts. Your teenagers are drinking underage and spiralling out of control. And your solution is to take your daughter to get plastic surgery and get a facelift for yourself. The priorities are so backwards, so deeply disturbed, that it's almost hard to comprehend. And trust me, what happened to those daughters? It gets so much worse. If you want to see just how far this tragedy goes, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. So here's a question. What do you do when your teenage daughter looks you dead in the eye and says, "Mum, I need you to give me rules. I need structure. I'm scared." If you're a normal parent, you sit down, you have a conversation, you set boundaries, you get her help. If you're Lynne Curtin, you zone out, check your phone, sip your cocktail, and offer nothing but a vacant smile. Let's set the scene. Lynn has 2 teenage daughters, and these girls, they're out of control. We're talking underage drinking at parties, staying out all night, no curfews, no consequences. Complete and total chaos. And the entire time this is happening, Lynn is sitting back like it's completely normal, giggling it off as kids being kids. In fact, the underage drinking was so constant, so visible, and so problematic that Bravo had to put a legal disclaimer on the screen throughout Lynn's entire run on the show. The other housewives noticed. Gretchen Rossi, who was actually trying to be a friend to Lynn at the time, kept calling out the toxicity.
If there's still tension from that, I'm really sorry, because that was truly out of being concerned about your daughter.
That was the demise of our friendship.
She'd watch these girls get wasted, act recklessly, and then watch Lynn do absolutely nothing about it. But here's the thing about Lynn. She wasn't just permissive, she was proud of it. In her mind, letting her daughters do whatever they wanted wasn't neglect. It was love. It was being the cool mum. It was giving them freedom.
Just because you pop a child out between your legs, it doesn't give you the God right to know how to parent.
You know what? You.
Lynn acted like Gretchen was the villain. She said Gretchen crossed the line. But Gretchen didn't cross any line. She was being more of a parent to those girls than Lynn ever was. In another scene, one of the daughters tells Lynn, "Mum, I feel like you don't validate my feelings." But instead, Lynn snaps. She starts yelling at her daughter, saying things like, "You're spoiled. You have everything."
I don't want to talk about it right now, Mom, in front of all these people.
What are you complaining about? This is Parenting 101. You don't invalidate your child's feelings by listing material possessions. Having a nice house and designer clothes doesn't mean your emotional needs are being met. It doesn't mean you feel safe. It doesn't mean you feel heard. So what happened to these girls after the show? In 2013, Alexa married her boyfriend, Michael DeVecchio. But the couple quickly separated after 2 years. Around this time, rumours began to circulate that both of her daughters were dabbling into porn, with Raquel doing softcore porn as a Pornhub model under the name Sutton and Alexa doing hardcore porn under the name Jaden Taylors. Lynn can be quoted on record saying she had absolutely no idea her daughter did porn, and she became physically ill when she found out. According to Lynn, Alexa only did it to make extra money for her plastic surgery on March 2014. Alexa Curtin has been arrested multiple times. In January 2021, she was sentenced to 68 days in jail after pleading guilty to possession of a controlled substance, DUI, driving without a valid licence, vandalism, and petty theft. She was also placed on 3 years of probation, but it didn't stop there. In 2025, she served 3 more days in jail after pleading guilty to meth possession from an August 2022 incident. She'd skipped multiple court dates, had warrants out for her arrest, and was listed as having no permanent address. And then there's the most horrific part of Alexa's story. In 2017, she won a federal lawsuit and was awarded $2.25 million after a jury found she'd been sexually assaulted by an Orange County Sheriff's deputy during what started as a routine traffic stop in 2014. The jury found that the county was liable because the deputy had been under investigation for a previous sexual assault, but was allowed to remain on patrol duty. He was still out there, still interacting with the public, still in a position of power, and Alexa became his victim. And through all of this, the arrests, the addiction, the trauma, has Lynn ever taken responsibility? She still, to this day, talks about her parenting like it was fine, like she did the best she could, Like her daughter's problems are just random bad luck that has nothing to do with how they were raised. In interviews, when asked about Alexa's legal troubles, she'll say vague things like, well, everyone's journey is different, or things are hard for everyone. If you talk to anyone who watched RHOC during Lynn's seasons, they'll tell you the same thing. Her parenting was some of the worst ever shown on reality television. Not just on Housewives, on any reality show, period. Here's a fun little math problem for you. You owe over $12,000 in back rent. You have a bench warrant out for your arrest because you owe someone $1.2 million. Your husband hasn't worked in years. You're about to be evicted from your home, and your teenage daughters are drinking themselves into oblivion while begging you for help. So what do? A. Pay your rent. B. Get your daughter's therapy. C. Try to settle your debts. D. Get liposuction, a face and neck lift, and buy your daughter a nose job for her birthday. If you picked D, congratulations. You think exactly like Lynne Curtin. And also, you might want to seek professional help. Let's talk about Season 5 of The Real Housewives of Orange County. Because this is where Lynn's priorities become so twisted, so backwards, so absolutely insane, that you start to wonder if she's even living in the same reality as the rest of us. The financial situation is dire.
This money's really tight.
Well, duh, I know that, but I mean, the rent was paid every month. Right now, we were paid up. What is the story? What's going on?
Frank Curtin, Lynn's husband, is a contractor. Or at least, he was. Because the housing bubble has burst, the economy is collapsing, and Frank hasn't had work in years. Plural, years. They're drowning in debt. The $1.2 million judgment is hanging over their heads. They've been evicted multiple times. They can't pay rent. They're getting served legal notices on camera. Any rational person in this situation would be in crisis mode. You'd be cutting every unnecessary expense.
Dad's always complaining about our finances and like how we're spending too much on stupid stuff. But it's like Raquel and my mom are getting surgery. Like, hello, like they're getting surgery that they don't need right now.
But Lynn's got other plans. She gets a face and neck lift. She gets liposuction. And the entire time, she's cooing on camera about feeling sexy again and looking fabulous. But wait, it gets worse. Lynn gives her teenage daughter a nose job. And then, and this is the part that'll really make your blood boil, Lynn films it. She turns it into content for the show. Mother and daughter get plastic surgery together on camera, like it's some cute bonding experience. Except it's not cute, it's disturbing. It's a mother passing down her own deeply rooted insecurities to her daughter. After one of the evictions, when asked about the situation in court, Lynn said something so batshit insane that you have to hear it to believe it. She claimed that the landlord made her deposit way higher because the landlord was jealous of her plastic surgery. The mental gymnastics required to arrive at this conclusion are Olympic level. Now, we can't talk about this financial disaster without addressing Frank Curtin, because he's not innocent in all this. Frank was the one hiding the debt. He was the one who convinced an elderly woman to invest her retirement savings into a business opportunity that didn't exist. He was the one who then acted shocked when she wanted her money back. He was also the one who wasn't working. The housing market had collapsed, sure, but he wasn't even trying to find other income. But here's the thing about Frank. At least he seemed to understand, on some level, that they were in trouble. At least he showed some awareness of the severity of their situation. Lynn was in complete denial. And the crazy part, Lynn later said she stayed with Frank for so long because she felt guilty that he'd helped her with her jewellery business. But wait, if Frank helped her business, that means he had to get money from somewhere. And where did that money come from? The $1.2 million he scammed from that elderly investor. So Lynn knew. She had to know. The money Frank gave her to start her cuff business didn't come from legitimate work. What makes this whole situation even more infuriating is Lynn's tagline during Season 5.
It's not about how much money you have. It's about how good you look spending it.
While Lynn's life was falling apart, she had a brilliant business idea. Leather cuffs. Because nothing says successful entrepreneur quite like hawking overpriced bracelets while the sheriff's at your door. Lynn's jewellery line, Cuff Love, later rebranded as the Lynne Curtin collection, was supposed to be her ticket to post-divorce independence when she filed in 2012. These leather and metal cuffs were going to make her a mogul, a businesswoman, someone who didn't need Frank's scammed money anymore. Except they didn't. The reviews? Let's just say overpriced bangles for the uninspired was one of the kinder assessments. Critics called them basic, tacky, and wildly overpriced for what they were. But Lynn was convinced. She'd show up at pop-ups and trunk shows, hawking these cuffs like they were Cartier, completely ignoring any feedback that suggested maybe, just maybe, they weren't the groundbreaking designs she thought they were. But nothing, and I mean nothing, was more damaging than Lynn's obsession with her weight.
I don't know what it is with Lynn. I don't care if we're drinking. She makes us do squats.
Throughout her time on RHOC, we watched Lynn constantly step on scales, push salads, and have full-on fat day rants. And the whole time, her teenage daughters were watching, learning, and internalizing every toxic message. While Lynn was obsessing over calories, her daughters were binging on junk food and acting out. They were mirroring the chaos they saw in their mother, the constant dissatisfaction, the self-loathing, the idea that your body is never good enough. And the damage? It's permanent. Even now, in 2025, as a grandmother, Lynn is still posting filtered selfies, still obsessing over her appearance. This is Lynne Curtin's legacy, a woman so consumed by vanity that she turned her daughters' childhoods into a masterclass in toxic self-image, all while selling overpriced jewellery and pretending everything was fine. The cuffs didn't save her, the plastic surgery didn't save her, and the scale certainly didn't save her, because you can't fix a broken foundation with sparkly distractions. And Lynn's foundation? It was rotten from the start.